Feddun. This week, I headed to Pyramid Studios where they had a drumming competition called Grooves for Good to raise money for them. Pyramid Studios is a nonprofit organization that trains adults with developmental disabilities in various forms of art, various mediums, everything from music to visual art, acting. And the goal of that is so that these people can make a living doing art instead of the more traditional 9-to-5 kind of grind job. They do something really unique. I think it's really, really important what they do. While I was at this event, I spoke to multiple drummers that had entered in the competition, including the winner. The winner also check it out on YouTube. Overeducated, Underemployed is the channel. Without further ado, here is the Pyramid Studios Grooves for Good. All right, I'm here with Javi from Pyramid Studios, and we're here at a drumming competition. Tell me first a little bit about Pyramid Studios, and then tell me about this particular event.
Yeah, Pyramid Studios is a nonprofit here in Tallahassee, Florida. We have other locations in Tampa, Pensacola, and we serve adults with developmental disabilities. And it's a very special organization. There's really no other place like it. I joined here first in 2019, left because of COVID, then came back, and it's just an amazing workplace for the employees and also the population that we serve. These people never forget you, and you never forget them. And organization that's near and dear to my heart. I always wanted to be a helper growing up. I always tell the story that when I was in third grade, we read a book about puppies, and there was like firefighter puppy, police puppy, and then there was helper puppy. And so for the end of the third grade, we all dressed up for what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I dressed up as a dog. So people were like, "You want to be a dog when you grow up?" I'm like, but I always wanted to be a helper. And I have a passion for music. I have a passion for drums specifically. My dad was a drummer, and it's just in my blood. Everyone in my family in Puerto Rico, we got bongos in the cars. Everyone's drumming something. So I thought, why not put together the two things I love most, helping people and music and raising money for a good cause.
And so tell me for a minute, just how is this particular competition organized? How are people being judged? How is it being ranked? All that sort of thing.
Thankfully, in my career here as a musician in Tallahassee, I've been able to make a lot of good friends, and I gathered all the best drummers that I know and got them to put up their chops. And I grabbed the 3 people that I know have the finest ear for drumming to judge them in the most unbiased way. And I recruited everyone I knew on my friends list, on my contacts, on my phone numbers. I advertised, and everyone here at Pyramid did the same thing. This is really a big community event, and that's really, I think, what's apart from the money being raised and the fruits of that labor that the students ultimately are going to receive at the school. I think it's going to foster a lot of community, a lot of people getting together. Who knows what will sprout from this?
Sweet, sweet. Is there anything in particular that people, if they want to like find out more about your organization or even donate, is there any place you want to send people?
Absolutely. Look up Pyramid Studios in Tallahassee on Google. You can look on our website, on our Facebook, and big donation box.
I'll make sure there's a link to that in the description too.
We can take money. We always take extra clothes, so anything. We have not only a need for clothing on the daily and school supplies, but also just anything. Chairs. We can always use chairs. Every year, the students write a musical, and we put it on at the Moon. Scott Carswell lets us use his beautiful stage for a discounted price, thanks to his graciousness. And we always need props. We always need costumes. We have a theater department, a music department, a lot of performing arts. So we always need a lot of different things. So if you have something that you're going to throw out, instead of giving it to Goodwill or a thrift store, Pyramid always could use it.
And how does this competition directly relate to the missions of Pyramid?
Oh, of course. Again, it's all people centered, right? And we are always needing more help in here. And I think just getting these fresh people, because every time Pyramid has an event, we always talk to the same people. So I thought, why not go out and branch off into new segments of the community we've never talked to? I've gotten to know a lot of people that I've never talked to before just in my communications here. So opening a part of the community's eyes to Pyramid and this organization, I think will help out with getting more people to help out in volunteering, maybe getting a job here, and just keeping Pyramid in mind.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing I really want to hammer home is like, while you're helping people with developmental disabilities with a lot of arts-based mission, right?
Yes.
You're teaching people, it culminates in a musical, like you said, but you're teaching them all kinds of different musical instruments, vocals. Can you talk a little bit about that?
And we do more than just performing arts. We do life skills as well. We do a lot of our departments too focus on helping fine motor skills. We have a visual arts department. You see, we have a gallery full of art that a lot of students have painted some beautiful, amazing artwork. Me and my wife have bought a couple pieces and we have them hanging up above our bed because it's just beautiful work that anyone would be happy to have. So we do a lot of different music, art, life skills, dance, theater. We have a dance troupe. Some of the other pyramids, they also put on musicals. I think Pensacola is putting on Shrek Jr. right now.
Great. Javi, I'm going to let you get back to sound check. Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks. I'm here with Amir. You play in what bands?
I mainly play at church. I also play for Soulful Triage. I was in the Marching 100 when I was in school.
Yeah. And you're here today competing in the drum competition.
Absolutely.
Tell me how you were approached, what you knew about Pyramid before coming into this.
Okay. So I learned about Pyramid through Javier. Him and I went to high school together. He was a jazz drummer as well. And he reached out to me for a couple things. We're filling for him for like plays or just events that they would have. He would let me know and stuff. And then met some of the people here. And ever since I've had a couple involvements with Pyramid and stuff like that. He invited me to this drum thingy. So
cool. How badly do you want to win today?
That's a good question.
Because it is for charity, but you also still want to win, right?
Absolutely want to win. I want to win a pretty decent amount. I wouldn't be too upset if somebody else won. I'd definitely still be happy for them and stuff.
But you're bringing your best.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
I'm definitely bringing everything I can. So.
And what's the setup? Is there like a house band that you're playing with, or do you bring your own band, or are you doing solos? How does that work?
So we have an option to just do an open solo, no music or anything, or we can play along with a song. And there's apps you can like take out the drums or take out the vocals and stuff like that. We just take out the drums and and whatever song that we want to do, we just play along with the song.
Okay, so it's almost like playing to a track. You're playing to a track if you want, or you can do a solo.
Yeah.
Do whatever you feel like is going to make you shine the best.
Yeah.
What have you chosen to do today?
Oh, I'm playing along with the song.
What song are you going to play?
Thriller, but it's an arrangement by Dirty Loops.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. I love it.
Awesome. If you had anything to say to young drummers out there, or even people that maybe don't know they're drummers yet, might be wondering, like, how did you figure out that you were a drummer?
I've always known. My mom told me that when I was 2, I was beating on pots and pans, always banging on something. Whenever we would be around music or anything music related, I would just gravitate to it, gravitate towards the instruments, towards the drums. Yeah, stuff like that. So music, my love for music, my attraction to music has always been there. I've always known that drum was for me. It's just music in general, but definitely drums.
What's some of the first musicians you really loved, and then who are some of the drummers you really look up to?
Oh, that's a good question. So first musicians I really enjoyed for real. When I was younger, I didn't really know that many musicians. Of course, Michael Jackson, Bruno
Yeah,
Mars, some jazz musicians like Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, all of them. What else was I listening to? There were some other musicians at my church that I play with. A guy named Derek Sutton, great keys player. I mean, phenomenal on the keys. Jeff Kane's on the bass. What are some other people that I've listened to? Can't think. Dirty Loops, of course.
Yeah,
listening to them, being influenced. Snarky Puppy is another great one. Snarky Puppy is beautiful. Bands and groups like that, those are pretty nice to listen to. What I've been listening to for a while too. So.
Yeah. So what kind of music do you play if you're writing it, or if you're playing like in your element? Like what? Because it sounds like you play a lot of different kinds of music in a lot of different settings, whether it's like in church or like sometimes like in a musical or something like that. What do you feel if somebody asks you what kind of drummer you are? What do you think?
Definitely a church drummer first and foremost. That's pretty much where I've gotten all my
Gospel,
musical
that kind of
chops.
music.
Yeah, gospel music, just kind of stuff within like funk, gospel, R&B, stuff like that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yep.
It's been great talking to you, Amir.
Absolutely, nice talking to you too.
Is there anything that you want to share about Pyramid or about your music that you didn't get a chance to talk about real quick?
Pyramid's great. Thank you for hosting the drumathon, the drum off, or whatever they're calling it. Thank you for hosting that.
I think it's Grooves for Good.
Grooves for Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting Grooves for Good. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, man.
Of course. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
All right. I'm here with Haley Hernandez. What do you do here at Pyramid?
I'm the paint teacher here at Pyramid.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about what that means and like how y'all have classes. Do you have what are your visual arts programs like?
Pyramid Studios is a day program, and my job is to primarily make marketable art that the students work on every day in and day out, and they get the profit, and also Pyramid Studios gets the profit. It's really rewarding and super fun.
Are the classes like open to the public, or do you teach them primarily to people with developmental disabilities?
You do need to be developmentally disabled to attend this program.
Gotcha.
But it would be interesting to host classes publicly, but that would be more of like an independent thing that I would do to help fundraise for Pyramid.
And that's what I wanted to clarify, is whether it was like primarily a fundraising endeavor or if it was a program specifically
this
for
is basically their job. So they show up, their job is to create marketable art, and that's what we do here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that. So all of the art that we have on display here, that you have on display here, that I did a quick walkthrough before this interview, is for sale. Is it for sale only in the gallery, or is there a way that people can buy the art like online?
We're currently working on opening an online store. Cool. And then the prints will be available, most likely jewelry and whatever we make. It's not usually always paintings. We get donated supplies. Like I know Javi earlier was talking about how we get donations. We get whatever we make. We get poster boards, felt, fake flowers, and we just create out of it and make beautiful things. And we do a lot of experimenting too, which is super fun because we get these donated supplies. When you pick up any type of medium, whether it's music or art, there's usually an entry fee to do that. But when we get donated things, we can experiment without needing to be concerned about the cost of things. Yeah. So that's really fun, not only for creating things, but for me too, getting to explore with the students.
So art supplies is something that y'all are always looking for.
Definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's not just marketable art here, we also do therapeutic art as well.
What are some of the favorite projects that you've gotten to do with the students over the years, especially from like donated materials?
Yeah, actually, we did mosaic glass pieces, so we got like bins and bins of glass, and I'm not a mosaic artist at all, so I definitely wasn't doing it like the right way, and we got nicked a few times for sure. But there was one student in particular that I really enjoyed working with, and his name is, actually I'm not sure if I can say it.
That's fine.
He's got cerebral palsy, so he's got very limited mobility in a chair, and he was working on a piece that was just huge, 2 years, an impressionistic painting, and then he got bored of painting it. He can be a little uppity, so we were gluing glass onto it, and it took him 2 years to do it. We just finished it like a month or two ago.
Awesome.
that was great. And he was so ecstatic. And whenever a student finishes something, especially when it takes that long, they just tell the world. There's this huge feeling of joy. Another student of mine, he is like up into his 60s or 70s, and he didn't really have a lot of independence in the home that he was in. So he comes here, he gains independence, he gains confidence. And whenever he finishes a painting, he weeps. And I love working with him and seeing how moved he is by that. And then watching a student get a paycheck as well, when most of them haven't held a job before ever, it's incredible.
Yeah. What got you into this position here rather than teaching at like a more traditional school or something like that?
You know, I did not know what I was walking into when I got a job. So when I came here to Tallahassee, I was just moving in with my dad at the time because he was offering me free rent, and I was fresh out of art school. I got a degree and as a BFA with illustration from Ringling, and I was just looking for my first art gig, and I found Pyramid, and I was really inspired, but mostly I didn't know what I was getting into. And not only did I like find a super rewarding and amazing job, I also met my husband here, and we got married here last year too. And then we've hosted a lot of other things. I've made a lot of great friends through it, a lot of really amazing memories. Javi said earlier, it's the place that they don't forget you and you don't forget either.
It's been a recurring theme on this podcast is to like find good people and take care of them and keep them close. And that's really like the foundation of all these different organizations that I've talked to, and even musicians that are trying to build something beyond just playing on a Saturday night. So I really appreciate you talking to me. Is there anything you'd like to share about Pyramid that we didn't get to really quick before we go?
We do host a lot of events, and we're learning to make more. The summer show is the largest fundraising opportunity that we do, and we definitely would love as many people in the community come out and support our students and the work we do.
And you do that every summer?
Every summer.
Is that the show at the Moon, or is that something different?
That's the show at the Moon.
The musical at the Moon? Okay.
Because it's not just the theater show, it's also a ginormous gallery exhibit too.
Awesome. I really appreciate your time, and we'll probably come see that musical in the spring, the big show in the spring.
Awesome.
Or in the summer.
Yep. All right, thank you.
I'm here with Bucky. He's the arts director of Pyramid Studios here in Tallahassee. You just tell me a little bit about what you do here and what the organization, like what your role in the organization is overall?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I work at Pyramid Studios. We serve adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities. I know I said that very fast. I'll slow it down.
It's not the first time it's been said.
Yeah. So we all know.
We're good.
We all know what we do as far as who we serve. I serve as arts director, so I'm over our visual art and our performing arts departments. So performing arts departments, super diverse. We have a dance team. We have a rock band that tours through South Florida, the Electric People. Mm-hmm. If you want a chance, you can go buy some merch from them. Don't miss a chance to sell something. We also have a big visual arts department and have lots of painters and paintings. We're very proud of our program.
Awesome. What brought you to Pyramid? Like originally?
Oh, like a lot of people, it's not serving this population. Was not my first thought when I came here. I came here to Tallahassee with really no real job prospect. I just knew that I have a theater background, and I'd love to do something that involved theater. Shockingly, not a lot of those options around. So it was, but there was a performing arts instructor position here. I checked it out. I'm like, okay, I can give this a try. And I just, within a couple weeks, I fell in love with our guys and just what we do. And
how long have you been here now?
8 years.
Awesome.
So I went from, maybe I'll give it a year to 8, and I'm not sure when I'm leaving. If. Yeah.
What are some of the favorite projects that you've gotten to do over the years?
Oh, so for me, I get to be head of the summer show. So we do an original musical every year, from scratch to stage. So within about a 6-month period, we put it all together. It's a really great experience, and yeah, as a director, it's very unique how you just workshop a whole thing.
Yeah. What are some of the most exciting aspects on a day-to-day? Because there's a lot. I know, like, it's the day-to-day can get any job, no matter what it is.
That's true.
Can get like mundane sometimes. It's a job, right? No matter.
Sure, that's
but what are some of the most exciting aspects?
So here, there isn't really day-to-day. So I'll interview people for positions here now because I'm arts director. I didn't go through that journey. I was an instructor, now I hire instructors. So they'll often ask me, what's day-to-day look like? And I'm like, harder to define than every day is a little bit different. There's always something exciting. We have all sorts of different things we're working through, and the personalities here are very big. So that's always fun. What new?
Who knew if you got a bunch of people that were into art?
Right,
together,
exactly. Yes, naturally. Exactly. Everyone that's into art. Oh yeah, it's not reserved just to students, it's staff, it's everybody. It's just very creative group with very creative problems and things to solve. That's great. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you think that people don't realize about the population that you serve, and what does your organization do to help bring awareness to some of that?
Sure, I'd say how we bring awareness is through a lot of our events like this, but events like our summer show, things that really feature our guys and their creativity, things that they do. We have, of course, have our art shows and other things that really features them. I would say things that people maybe overlook. First off, it's just the population itself. Once an adult with intellectual disabilities hits about 22, they lose a lot of that support and service. So those adults are very overlooked. So we are one of those few that kind of offer something for them to do. Another thing that we offer is that we're arts-based. So a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on occupation, on job training, which is important. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But at the same time,
and
there's
y'all
other
do some
ways.
life training skills.
We do
and
life
things
skills
like
trainings
that.
and other things. Yeah, so we understand the importance of that, but also there's other ways to be fulfilled in life than being necessarily a cog in a machine for some people. You know?
Absolutely.
So we offer that, and that's something that's very important and very cool that we offer.
Thank you for your time, Bucky. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you'd like to share about Pyramid just before we wrap this up?
Oh no, we're just excited for anyone to give us a chance, take a look at what we have to offer, and
Awesome.
we really just appreciate your time.
We'll have links for where people can donate in the description and everything too.
Yeah.
So thanks for your time.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm here with two of the drummers that just competed in the Grooves for Good.
Grooves for Good, yeah.
And if y'all wouldn't mind introducing yourselves and talking a little bit about what you played.
Go ahead.
I'm Seesi. I played a little medley that I put together, a little dance, a little metal, a little something this, a little that, and I improvised. I didn't have time to.
And you had to for a minute there. You
Yeah,
lost
I did.
the shoe
Oh,
for a second.
so
What happened? Yeah,
the
you had
pedal,
a little...
the pedal got caught in my pants.
Oh.
So when I was trying to do my double kick
I was in the
stuff,
back of the room. I couldn't quite figure out.
yeah, I was just like, please hold.
And what's your name?
My name is Devon Costanza, and I played a jazz piece called Who Done It by the Gordon Goodwin Big Fat Band. It's a pretty menacing, 6-minute long, like just, honestly, it's a drum solo over a jazz tune. So,
It was insane. Yeah.
Whiplash vibes.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, was Whiplash.
Classic.
Yeah, 100%. I was just not going to say anything because I didn't know anyone else had seen that movie.
Oh.
But I guess I'm with the group of people that would have, right?
Absolutely.
We've all seen it.
These are the only people in town that have seen this movie.
Oh yeah.
We've all
Whiplash is a great movie. You should definitely check it out. Have y'all been involved with Pyramid before, or is this the first time you've worked with them on anything?
This is my first event. Somebody put an ad on Facebook, and I think I responded to Javier, and then him and I texted back and forth. He got me the information for the event, but that was the first time I heard about this place. And then as I was corresponding with him leading up to the event, I ended up looking up Pyramid here in town, and I realized like the work that they were doing with the special needs community. I thought that was pretty cool. I do come from an education background, but not necessarily special needs, but parallel. And it's a great cause, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised to hear that this is the biggest campus in the state and largest student population.
What about you, Seesi? Is this the first time you've worked with them?
I have come here before to volunteer before, to feel out if I wanted to work here. It didn't end up working out, but I know Javi from the music scene. I met him 10 years ago.
Oh,
almost.
wow.
Playing in a little band called Invented Truths, throwback.
Remember that band, actually.
Yeah, with Dylan and Cam and
Yeah.
everybody.
I remember that band. Yeah.
So you've been around.
I was born here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right on.
I think we probably know a lot of the same people.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a small town. And
Yeah.
Sarah Morrison also, shout out to her. She works here. And
Cool. Let me get a little bit about what brought you. You're obviously music lovers, but
Sure.
did you gravitate to drums right away, or was it that's where you landed eventually?
I actually started with guitar. My dad played guitar, and it was just there was one laying around. And then I didn't start playing drums until middle school. Like I was lucky enough to get lessons early on, and I think that really helped. But yeah, I had to do drums because I couldn't play guitar in school band at the time.
Do you remember the first song that you like learned to play on guitar?
Probably like Cat Scratch Fever or something.
Ted Nugget.
Yeah.
That's what I call him.
I've actually had cat scratch fever before. It's not
Ooh.
fun. Yeah, it's bad.
Yikes.
What about you, Seesi?
So this is an education podcast? I teach.
So I talk to all kinds of different people. I do focus a lot on arts education. I went up and covered AFest up in Athens earlier this year, which all raises money for music education. I went to the Spirit of the Swanee Kids Music Camp a few weeks ago.
Cool.
But I also talk to musicians, comedians, actors. I've had members of the Drive-By Truckers. I've had J. Roddy Walston. I've had actors that have been on things like Shameless and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And
I love that show.
I've had Baylor Trucks. I've had Kane Stanley is a drummer you might know about. He's the drummer for Cosmic Charlie, but he also drums in about probably 20 other bands.
Oh, okay.
But Cosmic Charlie is like probably the biggest band that he's been a part of. They're a Grateful Dead tribute band that's been touring for 25 years.
Yeah.
So they have a big drum off every night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every night. It's part of a big
I have Mickey Hart's book. I still have to read it.
So I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to talk to artists about what kind of led them first into loving whatever the art that they're doing, and then the choice to go from a consumer to a producer.
Sure.
Sometimes we get into the songwriting or joke writing or whatever process, the creative process. But yeah, it's really just talking to all kinds of different people that are into art. And with that comes a lot of art education coverage as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, that whole journey.
Like I've talked to Therese Wicello, who's
I love her.
Yeah, she's been on the podcast, and Elizabeth Frable has been on the podcast. She's another music teacher that I've had on. So I've had other music, but that's not exclusively.
You gotta have Steve.
Yeah, I have been talking to him. Actually, just talked to him last week about it.
Cool.
It's in the works for sure.
That's my buddy.
For sure. Yeah, he's awesome.
But yeah, I got started.
Back to that.
Back to that. I just wanted to know like what exactly the aim was.
To be honest with you, I'm figuring it out as I go. Too.
Yeah.
This will be probably.
But that's good. I'm glad you said all that. Yeah.
And it's evolved. I didn't really know what I was doing when I started. I knew I was doing something, but I didn't know exactly what it was going to turn into.
Yeah.
That's what it's turned into now. But what was your like entry into music? Do you remember the first song you learned how to play?
Oh man.
Did you start with drums or?
It's funny. There was like chorus in elementary school, right? I got blessed with an awesome chorus teacher. And I actually got a music award at the end of 5th grade. And I was like disappointed.
A major award.
I was just big deal. But I was like really into art. So I was like upset I didn't get the art award and I got the music award. But it ended up being an omen because I do some art here and there, like graphic design and whatever. Mm-hmm. But music really took over my life. So it was a really interesting thing.
Nice.
And then, my dad's coworker had like a little punk band that played behind a tattoo shop, and he gave me a pair of drumsticks, and I would just play on like a couch. And I was fortunate enough to have a best friend that her parents had a professional studio, like they had Barry Manilow in there, and they had the real deal. And they would do these rock star recording studio parties, where it was like, that was like one of their business models. You would like come in. So they had the Girl Scout troop come in. She also ran the Girl Scout troop, and I got to play the drums. And her dad was like, you just have a knack for this. And so I just got his blessing. And then it was from there, it was just like played a little bit in church, came to FSU, did some music ensembles at FSU. I didn't major in music or anything, but met my current bandmates back in 2016 and have been playing with them ever since. And we built out a studio.
What's the name of your band?
So I've got a couple. My most active one right now is called Saturnal. Actually, I've got our little flyers here. Yeah. We're playing.
Put that up on the. What?
We're playing Jam BQ, headlined by the Retrograde, which they blow up.
Yeah,
they blew up.
Butt, man.
Yeah, they're kick-ass. Carson is a hell of a drummer, And yeah, we'll be on there, and
Awesome.
it's going to be a great event. 17 bands, I think. We've got like a little 30-minute set. Everybody's got a little set, and it's a hoot. There's a couple stages. There's one outside, one inside. But yeah, we've got our own studio, and we record our own music. We do the whole thing from the ground up, and
That's awesome.
I love it. I produce as well. I teach music as well. Love it.
No.
What about you? Do you play with any groups around?
I actually moved to Tallahassee in May, and I come from a music background. Like, I got a music degree from UCF, and
Oh, cool.
I've lived in Orlando since 2016, and I've done...
Never joined the Blue Man group, though, huh?
Now, those guys stay there until they retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually met one of them.
Yeah.
Because they all live locally.
Was he in blue? Are they always blue?
No. It's a character for them.
I wonder if they have like skin issues. Like
I would imagine it's got to look like they've been eating a lot of colloidal silver or something. Like.
So they put on a skin suit and then paint that blue. So
Oh,
they're not just
doesn't
putting
go on
on
their-
makeup. That's right.
Interesting.
And I guess that makes sense because they all look more similar than just being blue.
Yeah.
If you look at them, like
Yeah.
That's on
They've got like a
purpose.
weird kind of texture
Yeah.
to them.
That's the makeup artist.
texture is a good word.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about that, but yeah, that's what it is. It's like a visual texture.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky enough to see him twice.
Oh,
And
cool.
it was like one of the most entertaining shows ever.
It's
Universal.
definitely a bucket list for me.
While it was
but-
at Universal. I don't know if they're still around.
They closed that one down, but they still
Oh,
have a
okay.
residency in Chicago and I think New York. I mean, they have tours and stuff. The organization is still. There's more than one Blue Man group too.
The
Yeah.
original is from Orlando, though?
I don't
No,
know.
the original one is from Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That makes
And
sense.
then-
Yeah.
And then they have a syndicate that's around the country.
Yeah.
So
When you say syndicate,
Yeah.
it sounds so. Anyway.
they copy and paste.
Sounds
in
like an
different states.
operation.
Yeah.
So you're just now getting into the scene here and looking for,
Yeah,
for
a little
people
bit.
to play with. But
Mhm.
are you primarily a jazz drummer, would you say, or do you play
I-
other kinds of music as well?
I got started with rock and like prog rock. So
Oh.
yeah, so I played a lot of Guitar Hero. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like into Jeff Beck and Eric Johnson and like all those kinds of guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like I did jazz band in high school, so I guess that's where that started. And then also did a lot of jazz band in college, and that's like the inspiration for why I picked the tune that I picked today. And other than that, I also taught a lot, and I did like K through 12 music in
Gotcha.
Orange County and Osceola.
Oh, you work
Yeah.
for public schools?
I did. I worked as a contractor, so I got my first.
How does that work?
Yeah,
So
this
you-
is a
yeah,
side of the
yeah.
like.
Kind of interesting.
Music, yeah, I haven't heard anything about
basic-
this. This
yeah,
is-
so, at least, and I think this is true for Florida, but if you want to work as like a front ensemble tech or a drumline tech, and you want to get paid through the school district, you have to go get what's called an ID, and those are only good for 1 year or 5 years, and then you have to go to the district office and get fingerprinted, and then you have to. So then they give you your ID, and then you can put in a purchase order for band camp or.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people just do band camp, and so you have to get all that done before the event actually starts to get paid on time.
Right.
So that was another big issue with doing that job, is that sometimes you would work band camp and then not get your check until October, but it would show up and it'd be like $2-3 grand. So
Nice.
enough to sustain you for a couple of months, but you can see that's already like self-destructive. And I managed to do that
Right.
at least 3-4 years, and taught private lessons as well. Had kindergartners, I had students that were retired. I worked with pretty much just everybody, and I played a lot of gigs too. I was lucky enough from my hometown. There was a guy that moved there to retire. He was from New York, and he was like one of the best blues guitar players I've ever heard. His name is Dave Scott, and I got started with him and went to play with him because he hosted an open jam, and did that for at least a few years, and he really helped develop my sound, and took that with me to Orlando. Just did jazz gigs, did rock gigs, did cover bands, and the most recent project I worked on was a Steely Dan tribute.
Oh, cool.
And that we
I love
worked,
Steely Dan.
Yeah,
we
me
worked
too.
pretty hard on
Me too.
it. So We had practiced for at least 6 to 8 months before our first gig, and
Nice.
then like the whole, if you want to do music in any city, it's just chaotic. And yeah.
What have
So-
you found to be like the biggest challenge breaking into a new scene? Just it might be maybe not specific to Tallahassee, but just in general, like moving to a new city and trying to break into a new music scene.
Getting people to remember you, because everybody that's already in a town like knows the people that they want to call for something. It really
Yeah.
takes a lot of work to break that cycle and be that person.
The new guy in
Exactly,
town.
yeah. And for Orlando, it's a big area. People don't have as much loyalty there as they do up here, which is like a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Because up here, you could have better job security, like if you're in it. And yeah, it's
There's
just
less
like the-
gigs here, though, I imagine, than down in that area. Just 'cause-
Yeah, it's a
there's a-
smaller area. This is maybe 1/10 the size of greater Orlando area, but all that's to say is just if you want to do music as a career, it's just totally volatile. One week you couldn't make anything.
Yeah.
The next week you could make a couple $1,000.
J. Ruddy
And then
Walston told me when he was on the podcast was that if you want to make a living doing art, making music, whatever,
Oh man, no.
don't give yourself a backup plan
Exactly.
because you're going to follow that.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's give yourself no other option.
Yeah.
Seesi, you mentioned being a teacher as well.
Yeah.
In what capacity? What age?
All
group?
ages.
Yeah. Are you do
Nice.
private lessons? then?
Private lessons. Yep.
Gotcha,
Yep. Yep.
What do you find to be like the most rewarding thing about teaching music?
Getting people from point A to point B. And I have an oddly methodical but completely intuitive approach. It's just I meet every student where they're at and I'm just like, what do you want to do? Because I don't think that there's so many music teachers and music programs out there. And even if you just think about like public school in general, like actually I was just listening to a history podcast and on YouTube, but this guy like made it funny. He was
Don't
like
mention
a
the
comedian.
name. We don't want. No, I'm just.
I can't even remember. I can't even think of what the name was. Chris something.
We don't.
And I
we don't
was
wanna
like,
come-
but it was so funny. I was like, wow, I'm learning history and I'm laughing. And I'm like, but I realized like there were points I was trying to learn about Gandhi's life for some reason. And I was listening to like a more boring podcast about it. And I kept tuning out. And I realized, oh, school kind of conditioned me to like, tune out when I'm learning about history. Not to make excuses for myself, but it's just like you have these experiences and then you're just like, I'm not a history person anymore. And so many kids and people are like, I'm not a music person.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And so I like to, you're the star now.
Hey, at least you got over your camera shine.
But getting people over that complex where it's like, I'm not a music person. First of all, they have to be open to breaking that. So that's one thing. And I can't necessarily do that. I would love to find a way. But once they are at least willing to overcome that and they come to me, it's okay. How do we get you to believe in yourself? And how do we get you to do something that you're going to want to keep doing and that you'll enjoy doing?
Yeah, and that's such a hard balance to keep between building that confidence and not like building like a false sense of confidence, and also being encouraging and also pushing them to be better. Anyway, I feel like I could talk to you all day, and we'll probably have you both back on the podcast in the future.
Oh,
But I feel like they're about to go.
Yeah, I was like peeking over.
And
Like,
so I think we're gonna go do that. But thank y'all so much for talking.
thank you.
to me.
What again?
My name. I'll tell you. I'm Feddun.
Feddun.
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
man.
It's nice to talk to you.
Awesome.
All right, I'm here with Marlon Williams, who just won the Grooves for Good drumming competition.
Hey.
And I will also say, you're the only one that played your own thing, didn't play along to something else, which I thought was smart. I thought that
man.
was the right choice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Probably the only music I'll be able to use in the episode too, because everything else will violate copyright.
There you go. There you go. That makes sense, man. That makes
So,
sense.
How long have you been drumming?
I've been playing since I could walk, man.
That's what it seemed like.
I don't remember not playing. That's
Yeah.
how long it's been, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the first music that you really felt like an affinity to, an attachment to?
I grew up playing gospel.
Oh, yeah.
My dad, he plays multiple instruments, and he used to play drums back in the day. So
I got you.
at church, I used to just sit by him, and he's the one that started me off playing in church. And then from church, I just ventured off to like fusion and funk and soul and stuff like that. So gospel is where it all started for me.
That's where it starts for a lot of people. Man.
Right.
I mean, and that's where a lot of great music started too. I mean, just in general. Who do you play with? Anybody currently? Is there anybody you want to like talk about?
Yeah,
Tell people about where they can hear your music.
Yeah, I play a lot around town. I play with several different bands. I play with a wedding band called Bay Kings. We do a lot of weddings on the weekends. But I actually do a lot of solo shows. I go by Drummer on the Move. So I do a lot of solo shows where I put live drums over to like your top 40 covers and stuff like that and play a lot around town.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. What made you, is this the first time you've worked with Pyramid on anything? Or
Yeah.
is this, so how did you hear about it?
I got an inbox asking me to be a part, and I was like, okay, yeah, this sounds cool. And he was telling me that it was a fundraiser and everything. So I was just like, okay, yeah, sign me up, sign me up. So very happy to be here. This is my first time here. It's really nice up in here.
It's a nice place, isn't it?
And everything is really nice. So I just received a message on Facebook.
Yeah,
randomly.
man. Well, it feels like these kind of events, like not only are they good for fundraising, but it seems like it's getting a lot of community awareness.
Right.
A lot of people that might volunteer to help with performances or with classes are finding out about this for the first time. So I think this is a really great event on multiple fronts. Pardon me, Joe. Excuse me. If you were going to play like one kind of music for the rest of your life, I don't even know that genre really exists personally, but for the sake of argument, let's say it does. What would you like? Where is your heart in terms of music at? Because that's, I think, the one thing about you playing like a solo thing. I got to hear you as a drummer, and hear your musicality. I'm not sure I necessarily could tell you like what you listen to though. You know what I mean? Or like what kind of music you like to play. So
I love fusion. I
yeah.
love fusion
Me
just
too,
because
man.
a lot of moving parts, and it combines like pocket playing with the ability to be free and just go off grid and stuff like that. And I love odd meters and different time signatures, and fusion really enables me to be able to express that.
One thing I noticed was you really have a very keen sense of when to go all out and when to pull back and relax and just keep the beat, keep it in the pocket. Is that something you felt was pretty innate for you, or do you think that's something that you really had to work on developing over time?
To be completely honest, I had to develop that over time, just learning how to play with dynamics. Because drums, you naturally just want to just go there with the drums, but playing with dynamics allows you and the audience to get an ear breather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then come back. You don't have to beat the eardrum constantly. Space. I like to play with space. Silence.
And that's really important.
More important. It's not talked about enough either.
No. And I think that it really is the mark of a really good drummer.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I wasn't in the judge booth, but if I had to guess, that was one of the reasons you won today, man.
Wow.
But I think that was something I caught right away. Was your ability to know when to hold back and not be in front of everything. And that's something a lot of really good drummers, they want to show off a lot. And and you did your share of that, don't get me wrong. But you were able to also, you brought it back. You brought the crowd into it. You were also just very musical in terms of, some drummers keep a beat. Some drummers play a song.
Oh, gotcha.
And I felt like you were playing a song.
Man, see, stuff like that means more to me as a drummer, as a musician, than, oh, what was that fill you did? Or what was that chop that you did? It's conversations like this that I like to have to receive information and give information, because I feel like the stuff that we're discussing right now isn't talked about enough. I just learned all of that just from my mentors growing up. If you playing a show, just any random show or anything, maybe 5 to 10% of the audience are musicians. So you have to be conscious of that. You know what I'm saying?
And see, with comedy, I probably the same 5%, but everybody that's there thinks they're the funniest person in their friend group.
Everybody is a comedian.
Everybody. And so, like, you get this room of people that are like, "Oh, I dare you to make me laugh." Whereas I feel like the dynamic could have been similar in a room like today, where it was a room, you had 6 other drummers, 7 or 8 or 10 other drummers, if you count the judges, and it was like, yeah, impress me.
and to be honest, that's the stuff that I try to stay away from. You know what I'm saying? But even what gives me that level of freedom, because how I started my brand, Drum on the Move, is I used to set up just all around Tallahassee, on the side of the road, on the bridge at Cascade, under the bridge, just different restaurants. I used to just set up and just play outside. So that has allowed me to just be free everywhere. So I carried those experiences with me everywhere. So I just go for it.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'd love to have you back on the podcast. Like, I do long interviews too for most of the time. When I cover an event like this, I do quick interviews with multiple people. But usually the format is I sit down for an hour with somebody and I hear their whole story. So I'd love to have you back sometime.
I would love to come back and chop it up with you, man.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
We'll make sure it happens. That was Pyramid Studios, Grooves for Good. Check it out. Check out their website. I've got a link to it in the description of this episode. If you're able, go ahead and toss them a donation. I'm sure they would really appreciate it. They're doing a lot of really cool work. It's nice to see people doing such great work, even though the world is burning around us. So go out there and make something, y'all. Go out there and do something. It's really easy to complain about everything, but just go do something. Go create. I really appreciate y'all listening. Like I mentioned earlier, we got a YouTube channel. It's just called Overeducated, Underemployed. Check it out. You can watch this whole season. I've also got the first season up there, so you can listen there as well. Next week, we've got Taylor Hollingsworth. He came by my place, and we did an interview before his show at the Blue Tavern, which was great. Awesome conversation. Really, really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed his music and his conversation so much that I went and saw him 2 more times last week. So look forward to that interview. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.